Well, welcome. My name is Ray Naylor, and this show is called Artist You Should Know About. And my guest today is Heidi Winsinger. Heidi, how you doing?
I'm great, Ray. How are you?
Good. Thank you very much for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
You're a singer, a songwriter. You're also into farming, which we'll talk about later. But how would you describe your music? Just if you could say this is the style.
Oh boy. Well, on the top of a recent promotional piece that I put together, I've said folk rock, Americana, and folk pop.
Okay.
However, so you can tell that I can't pigeonhole it.
Well, tell you what. Let's hear a sample of your music.
Okay. La 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 la. Hey there, my little dog, would you like to go outside and play with me? Twiddle-dee dee. You're sitting there looking at me, looking like you're needing some attention. Come sit by me. Have I told you lately that you're my best friend? And I'll be right here beside you till the end. La 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 la. I'll give you a warm place to stay and a hug and kiss you every day. Oh yeah, you're my little pal. Have I told you lately that you're my best friend? And I'll be right here beside you till the end. La 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 la. When I see you, my problems seem to slip away. You never fail to warm my nights and brighten my days. Have I told you lately that you're my best friend? And I'll be right here beside you till the end. La 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 la.
Nice. I like that song.
Thanks.
Now you've been playing music and writing songs for how long?
Well, not for that long. I've been singing a long time, all my life, and then I'm gonna say about 15 years ago, I rented a guitar, and because I really liked to write, and then I gave it up because I thought I could never ever make my fingers stop hurting. And I gave it up for a while and back and forth, on and off. And then a few years ago, I got serious about it, maybe about 4 years ago, and produced my first CD. And so it's been on and off until recently.
Now you have an interesting day job, and tell us what you do.
I preserve farmland for a living, which I'm very grateful to be able to do. I have a degree in agriculture, and so I always thought that I would end up doing something with farming or having my own farm, preferably, but it hasn't been in the cards for me because it's little difficult to start a farm unless you inherited the land,
Right.
or a lot of money. And so I worked for a family construction and demolition business my whole career until about 6 years ago when I went to work for the state of New Jersey, preserving farmland.
Oh, and what does that really involve?
Well, our office gives grants to all of the counties and the townships and nonprofits that do farmland preservation projects in the state, and what it entails mainly, the short and sweet of it is, a farmer owns a piece of land, and they can build a certain amount of houses on that property, according to the zoning wherever they are, and according to the land that they have, the quality of the soils and whatnot. And so if they wish not to build houses and continue farming, they can sell an easement to either the state or the county, and we purchase it from them for a fee that's appraised and whatnot. So that's a lot of my dealings as transactions. It's like a real estate transaction, but ultimately you're preserving the farmland for in perpetuity, really. So we can try to make sure we have a strong agricultural base, and that, of course, helps out with local food chain, and everybody buy local. It's good.
Well, you know, it made me think. Most songwriters and most musicians have a day job.
Yeah.
And even in Nashville, because there's about a zillion songwriters down there.
Yeah.
How do you balance both of them?
Well, let's see. I'm writing all the time. I'm thinking about things. You know, I have a little recorder in my car, so if I'm driving to work, or if I'm on the train, or if I'm in between a meeting, you know, I always think of something, and I write things down a lot. And then I'm lucky enough that I do take time when I can on the weekends, and shows are difficult because they keep you out late at night, as you know, and that's hard to get up in the next morning. But I juggle it, and I'm trying to spend more time with music. And I also realize that a musician like myself, I'm not in a music town per se, Nashville or something, and I have a day job, so I need to look for other avenues. This show is really great for getting my music out there, and also videos are really great. So I've been very much concentrating on utilizing the internet. Is incredible.
Yeah.
A wonderful resource for independent artists this time in our lives, to utilize video. I have a few videos.
We're going to show one later.
Oh, okay.
Tell you what, let's hear another
Okay.
one of your songs, Heidi.
Okay. How much stuff could I pack in my car? Thought about this 1,000 times. Love letters in the glove, box of books in the trunk, garbage bag full of t-shirts lying on the back seat where we fell in love on a moonlit night. Maybe it's time. Better take a bathing suit, a beach towel, and some lotion. Just might drive to Pensacola if I get the notion. San Francisco, foggy days, steamy nights in Georgia. So many destinations, they're all calling me at once. Where should I go first? I don't know. How much stuff could I pack in my car? Thought about this 1,000 times. Hair brushed and mouthwash, cops and pajamas, blanket and a pillow laid out on the seat where I'll sleep tonight under starlight. Maybe it's time. and a pencil, the moon and a shepherd, the Lord and a shepherd, and a new address book to keep track of all the friends I'll meet along my way. Maybe it's time, maybe it's time.
Okay, and that that song is on one of your videos on YouTube.
It is. It is. That's actually one of my my favorite songs, and I graduated from doing my homemade videos to utilizing someone in my area who's a videographer, and so we've taken it up to a new level. And so that video is.
It's on your website, isn't it?
Yeah, it is on my website, and it is shot in Lumberton, New Jersey, where we're driving through the fields, and anyway, it was a lot of fun to make.
Well, we have one of your other videos we're going to show now, and I think it's called A Snow Day. Is that right?
Yeah, this is one of my first. This is my homemade video.
Let's take a listen to that.
Okie doke.
Soft and white under the streetlight, silent streets, no cars in sight. Big storm lays down on this town. Pile of blankets and we'll sleep tight. Oh, it's a snow day, and in a strange way this world feels so brand new. Kids are laughing, neighbors are greeting each other. Oh, a beautiful day just for me and you. Snowflakes falling down on this town, piled up high on the roof. Icicles outside our window, hot or warm, 'cause then we'll know. Oh, it's a snow day, and in a strange way this world feels so brand new. Kids are laughing, neighbors are greeting each other. Oh, a beautiful day just for me and you. All our troubles seem so far away. Oh, if it's only for this day, it's a snow day. Grab the sleds, I'll find the thermos. Hot chocolate on the hilltop. Put your arms tight around me. A little push and then we're off on a snow day. And in a strange way this world feels so brand new. Kids are laughing, neighbors are greeting each other. Oh, a beautiful day just for me and you. All our troubles seem so far away. Yeah. If it's only for this day, it's a snow day. It's a snow day.
Okay, that was this is Heidi Winzinger, who's my guest today, and that was one of your videos. And I wanted to ask you, how was it making that?
Well, that was with, as you know, with all the equipment here in your studio, that was my old video camera, and it was when I first got my Macintosh computer a couple of years ago, and I laid it all out. The snow came, and I thought I really need to get this song out on YouTube. And so I just went around my neighborhood and shot video during the day and at night. And I got my husband out there to sit on the front of the sled while I sled down the hill. And he was a good sport about that. So we put it together, and then It's just a great way to get exposure for your music, and it was a fun thing to do.
I was going to ask if it was fun.
It was a lot of fun, but of course I now had to upgrade the video camera, but I also know that there's merit to bringing someone in that does that professionally, so you can take it up a notch.
Right.
But the homemade videos are unbelievable, and not a plug for Macintosh, but
that's what I have with this show here.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah, it's great.
Really, it changed my life. I got one a couple of years ago, and using the iMovie, it was just so easy. The biggest problem is saving the massive amount of video clips, and I also do a lot of I do oral histories, and so it's been very, very handy because I used to do them with just a tape recorder and a giant camera, and now I just, the camera fits in your pocket.
Influences for you, musical influences.
I grew up with a father, my dad still today, who really loves old-time country music, and so I was hearing a lot of Johnny Cash, a lot of Kitty Wells, Dolly Parton, Oak Ridge Boys, old Hank Williams. And anyway, so I was listening to a lot of that music, and then and my mother was very encouraging with music with me as well, studying piano or whatever I wanted to do. But so I think I started out with old time country, and then I really loved Yes and Pink Floyd, and matter of fact, I went to the Pink Floyd concert recently, and it was one of the big things of my life because it was awesome, and so kind of all over the place.
Okay, I want to ask you about songwriting, but I think maybe I'll have you do another song first.
Okay. This is a song that I wrote about a neighbor of mine had passed away, and they were some folks who had moved into town from off the farm, but I kind of imagined them as being still out on the farm, and what it would be like if you were a wife and used to always having a husband around, and then if he was not there anymore, and how would you manage the farm? She still wakes up way before dawn, got a list of chores 5 miles long, grabs her robe and lights the stove for the coffee pot, takes 2 cups off the shelf but then puts one back, and sometimes she swears she sees him standing there, the sweet sound of his voice floating through the air, calling Madeline, could you give me a hand here please, could you find an astral lunch for the new farmhand Jean? Oh, Madeline, oh, Madeline. Noontime, the sun shines down on rows of fresh cut hay. She stacks the bales alongside the men till the end of the day, scrapes her mud off her boots and leaves them at the door. She pays some bills and makes a list for the grocery store, and sometimes she swears she sees him standing there, the sweet sound of his voice floating through the air,
Could you give me a hand here, please? Can you find my satchel full of sunflower seeds? Oh, Madeline. Oh, Madeline. At night she sits tight in his old porch chair. A cool breeze blows over her like fingers made of air. The moon and stars light up that yard, reflecting on this place. She wonders how without him now she'll keep up this pace. For 30 years she worked to make a home here. She hears him say, "You'll never be alone, dear." And she still hears him calling her.
And what was the name of that song?
Madeline.
I wanted to ask you a little bit about your songwriting process. Most people I have on here are songwriters, and I like to ask them how they do it.
Well, I think I start out with lyrics mostly, and a little bit of a part of the chorus normally, and then I write. I think about the theme of the song, what exactly it is about, and then I usually write maybe 4 or 5 pages. If it's something that I can go online, I will read a lot of poetry that's related to the theme to try to get inspiration, and sometimes I'll incorporate little pieces of poetry that I've seen into my big write-up, and then maybe a word or two will end up in the song eventually. So I do that, and then I start narrowing it down, and then I'll actually list out the verses and the choruses and what exactly I want to say in each one of them, just roughly. And then I'll just put something together, and then I'll keep reworking it and reworking it. It takes me, I think, an inordinately long time to write a song, because I really am, and I also like to bounce it off somebody that I feel is a really good songwriter and very unbiased.
Right.
You know, they always say, you know, don't
ask your
ask
husband,
your
right?
husband or your mother or somebody, because they just love it all. It's great. So on the 2 CDs that I have, I really enjoyed the process of going into the studio with a producer that is able to give me feedback on songs that are in possibly not quite final form. And so Alfred Goodrich, who is a local musician and producer here in Philly, was a great person for me to bounce things off of. And he would always, he would say, well, maybe you could add something here or there, or this doesn't really make sense, or,
Right.
This is way too sad, Heidi. Or how about, he was very instrumental in saying, here, you ought to add a little bridge here, and he would noodle around and say, try this. And so I would take it home, go back to the drawing board, and sometimes that's going back to the drawing board 3 and 4 and 5 times when you got to that final point.
Right.
So I don't like to rush it. I know a lot of folks who they say, "Oh, I just wrote 3 songs last weekend,"
Yeah.
and I think, "Wow," and I'm very I want to craft songs very well, and I'm trying to get better at that even. And I'm interested in really good lyric writing, although some songs I think can just be kind of fun and silly and have a great groove, and they don't have to be as lyrically well done. And I have a few of them.
But it sounds like you really research the song before you actually start writing it, and you do a lot of editing, which is two very good tools.
Yeah, I'm working right now on songs for my next CD, which I will be writing about stories about New Jersey history and the Pine Barrens in particular. I'm very interested in the Pine Barrens, and I was lucky that I lived in Mount Holly for many years, and that was my hometown growing up too. I met someone there that I used to volunteer with, and she moved back to England and left me her library of history books of New Jersey history. So I've been, pouring through these books about the furnaces out in the Pine Barrens and all the fables of the New Jersey pines. And so the song I'm got to get it out of the way, I guess, first is about the Jersey Devil.
Okay, I'm going to ask you to do 2 songs in a row here.
Oh, okay.
So it's like a little open mic here.
Oh, well, open mic. Okay. Let's see. Oh, if you don't mind, just 1 second here.
No problem.
It's a little chilly down here. I think I...
In case you might have just tuned in, this is Heidi Winzinger, who's my guest tonight, doing her very good songs.
Well, thank you. I'm using Ray's great new tuner. I don't even need glasses to see this thing. It's great.
Why do you think I got it?
Open wide and see, who could that girl be? An excellent try, but it looks like you're too late, 'cause she still won't surrender, although you've tried so hard to bend her. She just won't step back in line, pick up the pace, or keep your stride. And after all these years, you still find yourself dissatisfied. But it's just me. You can't bear to see, like a stone. You just can't roll. Looking for an imaginary child to waltz under the spotlight. Just a glimpse of flash in your eye, a prayer's answered or just pass by. When it's just me. Boarding school, the tool to shape your little star. Just obey all those rules and you're bound to go really far. It's impossible to rise to the occasion when the bar's held so very high. And all our dreams have all gone broke, they're shattered without one word spoken. And after all these years, you still find yourself dissatisfied. When it's just me. You can't bear to see, like a stone. You just can't roll. Looking for an imaginary child to waltz under the spotlight. Just a glimpse of flash in your eye, a prayer's answered or just pass by. When it's just me. flash in your eye, our prayers answered or just pass by. When it's just me.
Okay, so this next song is about losing farmland, and in particular was written in New Jersey, and one day I was riding my bike out of Mount Holly, New Jersey, and I was going into an area where was beautiful farmland, and I saw that they had torn down the old farmhouse, and then over the course of a year, houses were built. And then one day, I went down that same road that used to be farmland on either side, and it was just the most bizarre scene. It was all these houses, dun, 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 right in a row, and it was a beautiful day, and everybody had their riding lawnmowers out. You know, it was just the strangest thing. It was this concrete sidewalk, all bright and white, and all the lawns were perfect, and all the riding mowers were out, and it was very sad.
The last farm in our town is going down. The auctioneer called till it was all gone. Some of us made a fuss, but they say it's just progress. Now there's boxes in a row where sweet corn used to grow. The last farm in town is going down. The last farm in our town is going down. The wood's falling off the old farm stand. You'll have to drive way out of this town to see a plow tilling the ground, 'cause the only crop around here is cut with a riding John Deere. The last farm in town is going down, and I wonder what becomes of the land if all the generations don't make a stand. Acre by acre it gets lost under concrete foundations and black asphalt. Oh, the last farm in our town is going down. They're clearing all the land and breaking ground. Such is the farmer's fate right here in the Garden State. Now there's no more rows to hoe if there ain't no crops to grow. The last farm in town is going down. The last farm in town is going down.
All right. Nice song.
Thanks.
Before we get to that, we have a house concert here in this house once a month, at least, not during the summer. And we have a little promotion for the next one, which is this Saturday. For those of you in the Philly area, might be watching live here. If you're interested, let's show the thing. It's Terry Revelle is going to be in concert.
He's great.
And
He's
we're going to listen.
awesome.
We're going to listen to a little one of his songs and see his face.
I set out on the road about 20 years ago. Whether I'll be going back, God only knows. I had a girl and a good life and left them far behind, to drag around my old sixth string to see what I could find. I listened to those country songs on the radio. Then I learned to play them, write some of my own. All those feelings bottled up and no place.
You know.
Okay, so again, Terry Revelle is going to be at our house this Saturday, the 15th of January. And if you're from Philly and would like to come, you can just email me at raysings, RAYSINGS, at gmail.com. Well, Heidi, you have a couple CDs out.
Yes.
And I want to read I have a quote here of one of the newspapers.
Okay.
And unfortunately I didn't write down what paper and the guy that wrote it, and I wasn't sure which CD. So I'm going to read the quote, and then you can tell me who wrote it and which CD he talked about. But he said, this record is more like a novel, and the listener must be sure not to skip over any tracks, or it will be like missing a chapter. Every song has a story to tell, and the passion of the music that accompanies the lyrics brings every word to life. Expect to hear more from Heidi Winsinger. She can tell a narrative like no other, and that is truly a gift. It is highly recommended that you pick up or download a copy of the Honeysuckle Dream. That's the name, Honeysuckle Dream,
Oh, yeah.
and it is the album you've been waiting for. Who wrote that for you?
That was, I think, from a recent, because this has just been released recently, so I think it was from a musical blog.
Oh, okay.
And I won't know exactly.
That's okay. So I'm going to ask you to put that in front of that camera right there. We can see. Hopefully, people can see.
Is this the camera?
See which is the front.
This is the front that I'm showing towards the camera.
Oh, okay, good. I had it the other way around.
This way?
Well, it's not going to show that great. But then here's another one. I guess this is your first CD.
Yeah.
Snow Dog.
It's a Snow Day, actually.
Snow Day.
But it has a dog.
But it has a dog on it.
Has my old dog Sam on it. Great dog.
And did you record both of these at the same place?
I did. I recorded them both at Silvertone Studios in Ardmore.
Okay.
And Alfred. Alfred
Yeah.
Goodrich with the Alfred James Band.
Right.
Who is a wonderful, multi-talented musician, but he's also a very, a sound ear, as I said before. On if you want to have somebody who will be openly critical about something you've written, and you don't have to, you take it all with a grain of salt. But
right.
I appreciated working with him very, very much, and he's just a unbelievable musician, and his cello playing. I'm actually playing a show with him on Saturday night, the same night as Terry's house concert, so I can't come. But at the Barrington Coffee House, I'll be sharing the night with Alfred James Band there this Saturday.
And how did you find the recording process itself?
I think on my first CD, I was a little
Nerve-wracked?
A little nerve-wracked, but I really wanted it to be. I was willing to put forth the work because it's a lot of work. It's a lot of preparation. It's a lot of practicing. It's a lot of planning, and it's a lot of using your imagination. And again, I think that being with somebody who's a great producer and that can bring your songs out.
Right.
Some of the songs, especially on my second CD, Honeysuckle Dream, like a song I'm going to play in a minute, is recorded very disco-esque. actually on the CD, and it started out as a very, very sad song about my dog after she died. It was, one of those. I do a lot of purging. I kind of know a song is getting to the point that it means something to me when I'm crying, when I'm writing it, and so that song was very cryy, and I went into Alfred to play him the sample and get his feedback, and he broke my heart because he said it, he was like, well, this is a really sad song. And so he says, why don't you pep it up a little bit, and how about doing this or that? And I had to let it sit on the shelf for a few months, I think, before I could get back to it. But then I think I saw the light, and really it's I wanted it to be a song in honor of dogs, because I think so many of us have animals that we want to honor.
Now, you had told me earlier that your CD release is going to be handled by Trespass Music.
Yeah.
And what did you mean by that?
Oh, I was at the Folk Alliance conference up in New York State recently.
Right.
I had never been, and I went just to learn, and I volunteered. I met a lot of really interesting people, and I learned so much. And as I said earlier, I have a day job that I can't travel. I can travel some, but I can't just pack up in my car and
go
cruise. So I really am looking to use video and radio as a mechanism to get my songs out there. And my first CD, I sort of released it myself, and you definitely can get airplay doing it yourself and following up, but I just don't have the time. So
it's hard.
And I really didn't know who to trust to help me. So at the Folk Alliance conference, I met Tracy from Trespass Music. They represent a group of independent artists that are in my genre. They're from Buzzards Bay, Massachusetts, and they're a small group. And very, very, I just hit it off with them right away.
So they're going to promote your CD?
They're going to do the entire release for me.
Honeysuckle Dream?
Honeysuckle Dream in February. And to all the radio stations that play independent music, first of all, and that use the folk charts.
Right.
And so that would be for United States and for European as well.
That's great.
Yeah, I'm excited about it.
Okay, we have a slideshow of you.
Okay.
And underneath is one of your songs from one of your records, probably Honeysuckle Rose.
Okay.
I don't remember the song. We're going to give a look and a listen, and then we'll be back.
Okay.
Lived on the air, hang so close to you, surround me with your sweet, fragrantly retreat. You're like a honeysuckle dream, keeps me awake. Promises, pregnant lips receive, drink of honeydew, hallowed offerings. You're like a honeysuckle dream, keeps me awake. Tangled bands await the
Yeah, I really like your CDs. They sound very nice.
Thank you.
And I know Alfred, so I can.
Thank you. Yeah.
I'm going to have you go into another song here.
Okay.
She'd start every day out with a rough and said, "Come on, Mom, it's time to get up." She'd try to outrun me in the park and keep up with the bigger dogs. 'Cause she was super dog, my best friend, yeah. She always had my heart on a string. She was super dog, my best friend, yeah. Beside me, I could do anything, yeah. Oh, I could do anything, yeah. She lived for milk bones and long naps, watching TV all my life. When she got bored, she'd let me know and run around the house doing the crazy dog. 'Cause she was super dog, my best friend, yeah. She always had my heart on a string. She was super dog, my best friend, yeah. Beside me, I could do anything, yeah. Oh, I could do anything, yeah. And someday I'll cross over that rainbow bridge, and she'll come running to me, and I'll tell her again, "You're super dog, my best friend, yeah. You always had my heart on a string. You're super dog, my best friend, yeah. Now back beside me, we can do anything, yeah. Oh, we can do anything, yeah."
You know who Freebo is?
I met him at the
Did
folk
you?
conference. Yeah.
He has a whole CD of dog songs.
I heard about that. And somebody recommended that I need to listen to it.
We have a little slide here with one of your other songs underneath from your record that has your links, like your website and stuff. So we're gonna show that now. People, get your pencils out, and actually your website is pretty easy to remember, right? www.HeidiWinzinger.com. So let's take a look at where people can find you.
La la, la la, la la, la la, la la, la la. Hey there, my little dog, would you like to go outside and play with me? Twiddle-dee-dee. You're sitting there looking at me, looking like you're needing some attention. Come sit by me. Have I told you lately that you're my best friend? And I'll be right here beside you till the end. La la, la la, la la, la la, la la.
Okay, so anyway, yeah, check Heidi out on the internet, including YouTube. You have a couple of videos up there too. I wanted to ask you. You mentioned earlier that you're going to be at the Barrington Coffee House this Saturday, January 15th. What time? 8 o'clock.
Yeah, it's an 8 o'clock show.
And anybody else on the bill that night?
Alfred James Band will be on the bill, and I'm going to have Mark Arrington playing with me that night, who is a great multi-instrumentalist who has his own swing band and country duo, plays the fiddle, mandolin, banjo, and guitar. But he's a great guy, and so he is going to be backing me up that night.
So if people want to see where you're going to be playing, will that all be on your website?
Most shows that are solid are on the website right now, and I try to add them as I get them confirmed, because it's I'm sure everybody has this problem. You have so many different websites now.
Oh, yes.
That if you put something up that isn't completely booked, and then they change the date or it doesn't work out, and you have to update 5 different websites, and so yeah.
Okay, we're gonna listen to another one of your songs. What are you gonna play?
I'm gonna play the title track from my new CD, Honeysuckle Dream. And this song is called Honeysuckle Dream. And I originally, when I was doing my research, which I do for every song, I guess I must have downloaded the wrong information, because I was reading about the honeysuckle plant, and I read that the berries were poisonous. And I thought, geez, I didn't know that. That's so interesting, And then I thought of this whole big analogy, or the thought about the honeysuckle plant and how luring it is, and everybody wants to, you want to drink the honey out of the.
Right.
But I recently was reading that the honeysuckle berry is not poisonous. I read I think it was on the Children's Hospital website, of poisonous things for kids. And there's a lot of other berries, I guess holly berries and juniper berries are poisonous, but not honeysuckle. So, but it helped me write a song, so.
Surround me with your sweet, fragrantly retreat. You're like a honeysuckle dream, keeps me awake. Beneath the tangled vines await the night's release. honeysuckle dream keeps me awake. Beneath the tangled vines await the night's release. You're like a honeysuckle dream keeps me awake. Beneath the tangled vines await the night's release.
Honeysuckle Dream, right?
Right.
I want to take a minute here and talk a little bit about our show, our next show, which, geez, I didn't write down what it was. I think it's like February 2nd or something. And our guest that week's going to be Deirdre Flint. You know Deirdre?
I don't.
She's from Philly, and she does her own songs, but she's also part of the Four Bitching Babes.
Oh, yeah.
So
I know them.
So she will
Okay.
be here a couple weeks.
Nice.
So we have a little, a couple pictures of her and a little bit of part of one of her songs. And we'll take a look.
I come home, you're sitting in the dark, you've done nothing all day but get ready. And the way you look and the way you smell, it makes a girl go heady. Now you're spread out on the table, ooh, what a thrill. I'm gonna go at you till I've had my fill. Love inspires love song, and I've been one or two. Here's one for you, baby, and it's long overdue. This is a song for you, food. You're hot, you're cold, you're always in the mood. So glad to see me, you don't cop an attitude. You know what I like. Food. You go, food, you go. Food, I am so sorry that I never deigned to thank you for all that you've been. It's been you when I'm sad, you when I'm lonely. It's been
Okay, so next show will be Deirdre Flint in a couple weeks. What's your plans for your music, Heidi?
Well, I'm definitely going to continue to record and write because it's a personal outlet for me personally. So I do it first and foremost for me. But I must say that I really love the feedback I get. Like I have a video with a song of mine. I think I played first here. Was My Best Friend, and I just love the fact that I can touch people with a song and make them maybe think about something differently or feel something. I just love that feeling. So that's just an added touch to it. And with video and radio, I think that I can continue to get music out there to affect people's lives. I would like to do a little more touring as I can. And but definitely.
And you're going to Scotland, right, with your husband?
Yeah, we're going to go to Scotland. I'm going to do a little baby tour there, and then I'll hopefully go back again to do some European shows. And after this next CD is released for a while, maybe next winter. So I'm looking forward to it.
Okay, I'm going to ask you to do a final song for us.
Okay. This is a song that's on my new CD as well, and it was written for a neighbor of mine that I became very friendly with. And as I said, I do oral histories, and I was lucky enough to video my neighbor, Walter, before he passed away.
a starry night, moonlight on a glassy river. Stretched out on her wooden deck, a boy grows up with the tide. 1946, a house built strong with a young man's dreams. 2 blocks from the family home and just a mile from the river. And he was the captain of Midway Avenue. And friends came from all around on Sunday afternoons. Bourbon and orange juice. Stories of your youth living in this river town. In this river town. Now silence lives in every room among the boxed up valuables. They load it all out in a truck and put a for sale sign up. But you're still the captain of Midway Avenue. And I'll miss you most of all on Sunday afternoons. Bourbon and orange juice. Stories of your youth living in this river town. In this river town.
Pretty song.
Thanks.
Thanks, Heidi.
Thank you very much, Ray.
And you guys out there, check Heidi out on her website, www.Heidi Winzinger, spell that.
WINZINGER.com. Yep.
And we'll be back in a couple weeks with Deirdre Flint. Have a good night.
1935, a starry night, moonlight on a glassy river. Stretched out on her wooden deck, a boy grows up with the tide. 1946, a house built strong with a young man's dreams. 2 blocks from the family home, just a mile from the river.